welcome to my third video in my Japan shopping series. Today we're gonna go all in on the makeup. Japan is one of the best makeup destinations in the world and there is just so much to choose from. We're gonna talk about my favorite stores, brands to buy, how to prioritize, how to avoid mistakes. I will also be showing you everything I got and I will be trying it out in front of you so you can make your own shopping decisions and have the best baseline possible for it. And I also do a lot of travel and food videos for Japan and East Asia and also some Europe as well. So make sure to check out my playlist section on my channel and subscribe for more. We're gonna go through all of this makeup and I'm wearing some of the products here as well. Let's get going. One of the main issues with shopping in Japan is that there is so much to choose from, so it is easy to get overwhelmed and start overspending because you just want to try everything. You don't have access to the same stuff at home. What I've done for my own shopping is that I always focus on items that I tend to run out of. For instance, I do run out of a lot of base makeup such as foundation, powder. I never run out of lipsticks and lip glosses. So I kind of forbade myself to buy lipsticks and lip glosses on this trip because I have way too much of that sitting around at home and it doesn't make sense for me to buy more of it. And in Japan you can get a lot of stuff. There is a lot of J-beauty of course, but there is also a lot of K-beauty. My favorite places to buy makeup in Japan are 1. Don Quijote, huge discount store with a lot of different brands. It is sort of iconic at this point with their song and everything. Matsumoto Kiyoshi, more like a regular drugstore, but they do have some high-end items too. It's a lot more of a calm shopping experience than you would find at Don Quijote. It is pretty much two different worlds. I also enjoyed shopping at COSME, which is this big Sephora-like store in Tokyo and Osaka. They have everything between Western and Eastern brands. There is nothing that you won't find there. It's 3 floors and it is huge. For Korean beauty products, I enjoyed shopping that in Shin-Okubo, which is the Koreatown of Tokyo. And they have tons of different beauty stores lined up along one of their streets. You will find all the K-beauty stuff there at good prices. My focus for this trip was A, focus on items that I generally run out of, and B, focus on items where I do use a lot more expensive equivalents at home. A lot of Asian brands have similar quality to a lot of high-end makeup brands in the West, such as the Kat Von D Tattoo Eyeliner. Super expensive eyeliner in Europe, essentially the same quality as one that I'm going to show you right here. So I tend to stock up on those things that are a lot more affordable in Japan or East Asia in general, but have the quality that is equal to high-end Western brands. And that is my top tip for you as well. Find those products that really deliver in terms of quality, but at a fraction of the price that you would find at home. As for brands, my go-to choices were Cezanne, CANMAKE Tokyo, and also some KOSE here and there. And I also got a few K-beauty products with random brands that I am not too familiar with, but I'm very excited to try them and see how they will work out for me too. This is my third video in my Japan shopping series. I have one general video with a lot of shopping tips, souvenir haul, my food haul, and I also have a dedicated skincare video with all of this skincare that I, as a 31-year-old with a few fine lines here and there and oily skin, got on my trip to Japan. So make sure to take a look at my Japan playlist once you're done here so you can take a look at those videos as well and start planning your own trip. Let's get into the haul. Starting with base makeup. The first product that I got is this LANEIGE Neo Cushion Matte Foundation. Now, I've used cushion foundation quite a lot before. My main thing that I observed by using it is that it tends to run out a lot faster than a regular Western bottle foundation does. For that reason, I don't buy much of it because it's not as cost effective. But I was a bit too curious about trying the LANEIGE foundation, and it is the one I'm wearing right now. And I will evaluate how it stays on me as an oily skin type. I do have high hopes for it because I love LANEIGE as a brand. I was really excited when I saw this in the store. So generally what I look for when it comes to base makeup is medium coverage and a matte foundation. The glass skin thing and dewy skin vibe is not really my thing because I sort of end up there anyway and it mostly ends up looking greasy. Next we got the Cezanne Poreless Concealer, which is essentially a primer actually. It is supposed to make your pores appear smaller, so I use it on my nose. I've used it a few times already and I really enjoy how it works. I feel like this product has a lot of similarities to 2 other Western primers that are a bit more in the high-end spectrum. The Benefit Professional Primer as well as the Smashbox Photo Finish Primer. But this one truly comes at a fraction of those prices, so it is a lot better bang for your buck, and I will be repurchasing this one on my next trip to Japan because I've gotten so much use out of it already and I feel like the quality is really good for for the price point. Next, we got the CANMAKE Color Mixing Concealer. I bought this mostly because of the hype, because I was looking at other videos of what people were buying and what they were recommending. This was one of those products, but I'm really happy that I got it because it was, first of all, a really affordable concealer, and I feel like it works really well for my under eye area. I like that it has more than one color too. You can see it has 3 different ones right here. I feel like it has a really good coverage, especially considering the price point. You have to pay a lot more for similar quality in the West. Highly recommend getting this one. It works super well for me. I really like how they have made it. They have this mixing space as well, so you can mix the various shades right here and get your own customized shade. I'm really impressed with this one. And along with the foundation that I picked, I had to get the matching powder from LANEIGE as well. So you can see that one here. It is supposed to be blurring, oil control, and smoothing, which are all very good traits that I really like for my makeup. It has this really cool packaging. You can see it here. You actually can't see the powder, but when you touch it, I will show you a B-roll clip here. You can see that powder actually comes out. In one way, that is good, but in another way, you really have no idea how much product that's really in there. So it could be really bad value for money, and it also doesn't say anything. So yeah, this could be bad value for money, but the quality of this product is so far pretty good. I've tried it once, but I do think that my skin is getting slightly dewy from it too. Maybe that is because East Asia tends to like more dewiness than we do in the West. That is also kind of a come and go trend, how dewy your skin is supposed to be. Unfortunately, my skin type is not a trend, but I like to keep it matte. So we will see what this one does for me in the long run. It's been a few hours since I put this on now, so maybe I shouldn't be too critical, but I feel like this is a pretty nice one. I feel good about wearing it, but we have yet to see if it is as effective as the other powders I've gotten, or the ones that I usually go for at home, which is a mix of everything really. I don't have a holy grail powder that I always go for. I just go for the highest weight and the lowest price because I want to keep things cost effective. It is a product that I use a lot of. Next, we got the FASIO Airy Stay Powder, and I have yet to try this one. It is from KOSE, but I do think that the weight in relation to the price was really good. It was a very cost-effective purchase, and I think I swatched it in the store as well, and I liked how it came out on my skin. Next, I got the CANMAKE Marshmallow Finishing Powder. It is one of those viral products that everyone keeps recommending. I got the primary packaging, and then I also got a refill version here, because in Japan it is very popular to buy this once and then repurchase this and put this one inside this one again instead of throwing out the primary packaging. I have high hopes for it considering the virality. It has SPF 50 and it is supposed to be good at blurring out pores and making your skin look even and feel nice and plump like a marshmallow. And then we got the Cezanne Poreless Powder, which I went a little bit crazy with. This one also had really good reviews online, and for an oily skin girl like me, everything that says poreless, I will be right there, because I do feel like my pores are slightly larger than I would like them to be. But don't we all, right? Well, I did go a bit crazy on this one because it was super affordable, so I got these 2 in the original packaging. And then I also got these 3 refills, which is the same powder. I thought I got slightly different versions. They all look the same to me now. But yeah, this is supposed to be their translucent powder, so I hope I don't get any white cast from this, but it looked good with the swatches in the store, so I have high hopes for it. And to me, this is generally just the type of product that I need to consume a lot of over time, so I buy as much of it as I can reasonably buy because the prices are a lot better than they are at home. So that's why we have 5 of them here. But this is pretty much half the price than what I would typically go for at home, so it made a lot of sense for me to stock up in Japan. And then we got the VT Cica No Sebum Powder. I am all for no sebum product since it is essentially no oil. Everything that will help my oily skin, I am there. But this was very discounted as well. I believe that these 2 cost around $5, which is a very good price. They're kind of small in terms of volume. I realized that there's not that much in these. Yeah, 5 grams and you get 2 of them. If we compare it to this one where you get 8 grams, you almost have twice as much in this one. It's just a very good thing to keep in mind when you're shopping, because it can be a bit of a scam with the amount of product that is in these. Okay, so we're moving into eye products, and generally I found that eStation products tend to be really good in terms of quality when it comes to eyeshadows, eyeliners, mascaras, etc. They are just made for a different type of eye with shorter eyelashes and just a different layering of the skin, which requires a lot higher quality to stay on and look good for the full day. Once you have started comparing the two, it just generally feels like you get top tier quality in East Asia at low prices, whereas in Europe or America you have to pay top tier prices to get top tier quality. So of course I appreciate buying these things in East Asia, and I tend to stock up a lot too. And we are starting with the Cezanne iMake base, which is an eyeshadow primer. I am wearing this one right now and I do feel very good about wearing it. So far it has done really good work for my eyeshadow. I am hoping that this can somewhat replace my holy grail eyeshadow primer, which is Too Faced Shadow Insurance, because that one is a lot more expensive than this one. I would be very happy if I don't have to maintain that Too Faced Shadow Insurance primer habit. Next we got the Leen eyeshadow mini palette in shade HT02. It looks like this, and they had several shades available. This one was the most popular one that everyone seemed to be buying, so of course I wanted to get this one as well. It has some really nice shades, which you can see here. I do feel like the pigmentation is really good too. I'm wearing it right now, and I will also make sure to swatch a few shades for you so you can see exactly how pigmented it is. I feel like there are a lot of light colors which work well for me and my fair skin. In my case, it gets very dark very fast when it comes to eyeshadows, and a lot of the darker shades I really feel like I can't use without looking way too heavy. This one has a good balance when it comes to the shades, and I look forward to trying it out more. Next we got the very famous ISEHAN Kissme Heroine Make products, and I got one mascara. I'm surprised I only got one. I would have gotten more, but the thing I did with this was that every time I went shopping, I got one of these or one of these just to top up, to ensure that I got over the 5,500 yen mark so I could get things tax-free. So when I didn't know what to buy in the stores to reach that mark, I made sure to just grab one or two of these, and then I quit shopping after that. I feel like I didn't have much structure when it comes to how much I bought of this. I should have gotten more of it, because now I just ended up with a little bit here and a little bit there, and that was 3 eyeliners and 1 mascara. If I had known and kept track of how much I'd been shopping or how little, I would have gotten a few more mascaras at least. That's a pro tip for you. Have a little more structure and keep track of what you're buying, and don't just buy things without knowing what you already have in your luggage. But generally, these are some of my holy grail products. I have been using them for years. The eyeliner is one of my absolute favorites. This eyeliner is actually my replacement for the Kat Von D tattoo eyeliner, which is a lot more expensive, so I really enjoy buying and using this one instead to save money. And generally, when it comes to mascara, I only use East Asian mascaras, because since I am an oily skin type, mascara tends to fall off and just end up under my eyes. There are a lot of mascaras that generally don't work for me and generally don't dry fast enough for me. This one is one of my favorites because it actually works well for me, along with a few other East Asian mascaras that I did not find during this trip, otherwise I would have gotten them too. I also wanted to mention this 500 yen eyeliner from MINUM, which has turned out to be one of the best purchases I've made in Japan. It is just as easy to apply and lasts just as well as all of the other eyeliners I've mentioned, but costs half as much. I also found out the hard way that the Heroine Make mascara didn't really cut it when it comes to summer in Japan, as the humidity in combination with my oily skin made it very smudgy. This Fiberwig mascara became my lifesaver this summer, and it lasts even better than the Heroine Make one. They are both priced around the 1,400 yen mark, so if you're trying to decide what to get and you're visiting for summer, try this. Next we got the CANMAKE 3-in-1 eyebrow pencil. I'm constantly on the hunt for slightly milder eyebrow products that aren't as dark as my go-to option, which is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Stick Brow in the lightest shade. I still think that shade is a bit too dark for me, and I feel like I sometimes look too harsh when it comes to my eyebrows. So I was hoping that this one could replace it. I am wearing it right now. Maybe I'm just not used to it, but it does feel too soft, a little bit too red for me in terms of the shade. I will likely not repurchase this one, mostly because of the shade and because I like having the amount of control that the Anastasia Beverly Hills Dip Brow gives me when I apply it, because you really can be very precise with that one. This one did not allow for that much precision, but this one was a lot more affordable than the Anastasia Dip Brow. Next we got the Cezanne Drawing Double Eyelid Eyeliner. What a tongue twister. This is a product that we don't really see in the West. It is used to draw double eyelids on the bottom eyelid. So you can get this agiosal, is what they say in Korea. You highlight this under eye area to make your eyes look bigger and more open. I'm not really sure if it is suitable for non-Asian people. I haven't really seen a Western person where it looks good, but please challenge me on that, because I got this simply because I was curious about it and I did decide to try it on myself. I'm not really a fan of the look and I don't think it did that much for me. I feel like I was mostly just drawing attention to my eye bag area. It may not be the best thing for me. I'm using the Korean term agiosal since there is no proper English explanation for this type of makeup, but then you at least can look it up and see if it is something for you or not. I will allow you to judge how I did on this when I was applying it for the first time. You can see it here. I'm a bit skeptical towards if I will continue using this one and how I would integrate it into my makeup routine. Next, since it was sitting on pretty much the same shelf, I got this Bbia powder pencil in the shade Banana Milk. I've done some reading on this because I wasn't sure what it was. I just liked the texture and the consistency of it as I tried it in the store, and I saw that a lot of other people had been getting it, so of course I wanted to get it as well. It was also quite affordable. I've done some reading now, and this is just like it says, really, a powder pencil, and you're supposed to use it on your under eye area, the agiosal section, which we just learned about, to emphasize that under eye area even more. You're supposed to use one of those brown pencils to emphasize it first, that is step one, and then you're supposed to use glitter to some extent, and then you're supposed to use this one at the very top, which is a powder, so it will make that area look matte and nice and bright as well. Next, we got setting spray, and I feel like this is another one of those products that are really expensive in the West, unnecessarily expensive, and they are really affordable in Japan, and they do have a lot of experience with humid weather, which is a good cause for greasy skin and makeup that tends to melt off your face, especially in the summer in Japan. So I do feel like they have a lot of experience with this sort of product and that they could do this very well. So I will try this one on camera. Ooh, ooh. I got it in my mouth. Not very good. This is the KOSE Make Keep Mist. They have a pink version as well, which I've tried before, but I want to try this one as well since this was sort of a summer version. It has this cooling effect on the skin, and I wanted to give it a second go because, to be honest, I've kind of forgotten how much of a difference it made to my skin, so I wanted to take a closer look at it since everyone was hyping it up so much. But speaking from my memory, it didn't make that much of a difference to my skin and the way my makeup lasted throughout the day. And then the next product is another setting spray, and I haven't tried this one, but I thought I would try it on top here just for the video and just get a sense of what it feels like. This is the Cezanne Make Fix Mist. It is another frequently mentioned product online. It is supposedly very popular, just like the Cezanne brand in general. I have high hopes for it, and we will see how it works on my skin. So I will try a little bit of it here. Doesn't have as much of a scent, so we will see how it lasts for me, what it does to my skin and my makeup, and how well this makeup will stay throughout the day. But I will get back to you with what I think and which one is better than the other. Next, we got a few nail products because nail stuff is very affordable in Japan and it's a good place to stock up. The first product is the CANMAKE Gel Volume Top Coat. I usually tend to stock up on base coats and top coats because I do my nails on my own most of the time. I go to the salon and do gel nails when I'm going on a trip because then I feel like I can't maintain my nails looking good for an extended period of time. In my regular everyday life at home in Sweden, I don't go to the nail salon. I do my nails on my own because I simply don't want to maintain the cost of going to the salon all the time. So typically I go to the salon like 2 or 3 times a year, and then I do the rest at home. So for that I need a new top coat, and this was a really affordable one. I am excited to try it. It is probably really good too. It is a gel volume top coat, so it has the gel effect to it, which I really like. Next we got a regular pink nail polish. I only got one nail polish on this trip because I already had enough at home, but this is the shade that I am I'm wearing right now actually, so you can see it right here. It is this pink neutral shade, which I really like so far. I've been reusing it like 3 or 4 times now, just painting the same shade. I really like the quality, and I especially like the quality for the price point because these are really affordable. So I highly recommend getting them in Japan. They have a huge shade range too. Next we got the Country and Stream Honey Nail Treatment, and I've already started using this one. This is a treatment oil for your nail beds and cuticles. Next we got this nice little gift from my fiance. It is a glass nail file from Otaru in Hokkaido, Japan. Looks like this. I did not know that he was getting it, but I did complain at some point that I needed to get a new nail file, but this one was a lot cuter than what I was expecting to get. I really enjoy it so far. It's been delivering very good results, so I highly recommend this one if you're going to one of those glass shops in Otaru. If you want to learn more about Otaru, which is a really charming town with tons of good food and also a lot of glassware shopping, it is about an hour from Sapporo, Hokkaido, which is also foodie heaven. But if you want to see more content from Otaru, Sapporo and Hokkaido in general, you can check out those videos in my Japan playlist and get more inspiration for your Japan trip. I also wanted to mention the Gel Me One nail polishes and UV lamp. You can get one of their kits for around 6,000 yen and create your own gel manicures at home. My pro tip for this is to pay attention to applying it properly and do many thin layers rather than a few thick ones. If you end up getting nail polish outside of the actual nail, make sure that you remove this before using the UV lamp. Otherwise, the polish will not seal properly and it will not last as long as it should. But once you've learned to do this correctly, you will be able to get fabulous gel nails at home. Once I tried them and realized that they lasted over 2 weeks, I became a little obsessed and got way too many colors. And unlike a regular gel polish, they are really easy to peel off. And once you have the lamp, I highly recommend trying these semi-curated strips as well for even more creative patterns and styles. Each pack comes with 30 strips and costs around 2,000 yen. Make sure that you seal them properly when applying and cut off the excess with a pair of scissors. Do not use the nail file for that, as you will get residue on the adhesive part and it will not stick properly. You can find both of these nail polish alternatives in stores like COSME, various stores in Shin-Okubo, Don Quijote, LOFT and Hands. And it turns out that Ohora even has a gacha for their Disney collection. Next we got the Viral Kahi Multiball. This is supposed to do wonders for your skin. You're supposed to use it on your fine lines to make those less visible and smoothen out your appearance pretty much. It is one of those viral products that there was a lot of fuss about when it came out. It is also slightly more expensive than your typical drugstore stuff. I have the eye balm since before for the under eye area. I can show it to you right here. Bringing out my makeup bag. So this is the Kahi Eye Balm. I've used a lot of it so far, so I am soon to run out, which is why I got this next one. I didn't want to get the exact same one because I feel like this one hasn't really done as much for me as I hoped. It does moisten up my eye area, but it doesn't really help when it comes to putting on the actual makeup because the makeup and especially the concealer still clings onto the fine lines. So my hope is that this one will be better, since this is the general balm and it is the original product that they went viral for in the beginning. So I hope that the reality lives up to the hype, and I am excited to try this one, because if it doesn't deliver, then I'm done buying the Kahi balms in general. And then we got a perfume, or a body mist. This is the Body Fantasies Cotton Candy Body Mist. And this was a really cheap purchase over at Don Quijote. Generally, when you bring perfume on your trips, you bring a big glass bottle and you use a small fraction of it, which isn't very effective when it comes to luggage weight. So I wanted to get one of these cheaper plastic mists just to smell good on my trips. This one has a really sweet scent. It is extremely sweet. I'd forgotten how sweet it was. May even be too sweet. But I do like sweet fragrances. I wonder how long this one will last for. Maybe several hours, considering how strong it is. So this one was kind of a standout product in terms of how powerful the scent was. And I wanted to actually make a difference when I buy something. And also when it comes to fancy perfumes, not only do you add a lot of luggage weight when you are bringing one of those on your trips, you also risk things getting destroyed if you don't package it nicely, because people don't really take good care of your luggage when you're traveling. So I wanted to be able to smell good on my trips, but not risk as much when it comes to my fancy perfumes and not rack up as much luggage weight. And this was the perfect solution for it. It does smell really strong though, maybe a bit too much. Next, we are moving over to hair products, and I only got 2 this time. I'm trying to practice moderation when I shop because I don't want to spend excessive amounts of money and I want to focus on things I actually need. So that is why we only have 2 hair products here. And we only got 1 of each because although these 2 are viral products that are very popular in Japan, I have no idea if they will work in my particular case. So it doesn't make sense for me to buy 5 of these and 5 of these just to go home and see that, oh my god, they don't work for me. Now that I've tried them a little bit, or at least I've tried this one, I know that this one works very well for me. It does wonders for my hair. This is the And Honey Deep Moisture Hair Oil. And listen to this. This one can actually replace my Moroccan oil, which is like 3 or 4 times more expensive for the amount you get. So I will be stocking up on this one during my next Japan trip, and I will not buy as much of the classic Moroccan oil because that one is a lot more expensive for what you're getting. And it's really not necessary now that I have discovered this one. But I've been looking for a good hair oil for years that could replace the Moroccan oil because I felt like I was spending too much on hair oil, and it doesn't make sense for me because, as always, I want to be cost effective so I can use my money on experiences instead of things. But that's a different story. This And Honey Deep Moist Hair Oil is a lifesaver for my hair. It has done a lot for me so far, although I've only owned it for a couple of weeks, and I will be repurchasing this. As for this one, this is a very viral product. It is the Fino Premium Touch Hair Mask, and I have yet to use it. I will use it before releasing this video, and I will write a little text here on how I feel about it and if it is worth buying or not. I am excited to try it, and I've heard great things about it. So this is essentially just hair stuff, but if you're interested in makeup, you're probably interested in hair stuff too. So I got most of my hair stuff in Shibuya 109, and then I also got a lot of it in Shin-Okubo, Tokyo's Koreatown. I do like using a lot of stuff in my hair to keep it neatly in place. I got this one right here today, which is also from Shibuya 109, but it is from my previous trip in 2023. Here are a few more bits and bobs that I got during my most recent trip to Japan. Got this one. This one was only 300 yen, which tells you a lot about how good the price point is for this type of product. That's why I stock up and get a lot of them there, because they are a lot more expensive in the West. We also got this one, very cute to have with various clothing items in neutral colors. You will see that we have neutral colors in 99% of the cases here. These 2 belong together. There is one more. This one. So this is what it looked like when it came. I have started using a few of them. Another one that is really affordable, 500 yen for these 3. And then we got this one. You're supposed to put this at the very top of your hair like this. And then we got this big one, which you can use to put your hair back. Also really nice, goes with everything. These things are especially good for an office setting where you need a lot of variety to what you look like, but you don't really have that many options on how to add that variety because you're a bit restricted in terms of what you're wearing. To me, as a lawyer, these things are golden. It adds just the amount of variety and fun that I need to elevate a look without being too much for client meetings, presentations, and those sorts of things. I also got these earrings, very neutral, goes with everything. This was 990 yen, which is very affordable for what it is. Another beige ribbon like this goes with everything. I also got this one, another very affordable item. I do feel like this one is a little bit too small for my hair. I have quite thick hair, so it takes something bigger to put it all back, sort of like this one. So this one was a little bit more of a mistake in my case. I don't really know what to do with it. It can't really hold all of my hair up. And then we got this one, which is likely to be a similar situation because it is just the same size. I think I just have to put up less hair at the same time if I decide to wear this. And that may look a little bit silly. And then we got a white ribbon like this for the hair. It has this kind of attachment in the back. This one was 300 yen, very affordable too. It's like $2. Beige one like this goes with pretty much everything, quite similar to this one, but at the same time it's not. I've gotten a lot of use out of this one already. I thought that these 2 were quite cute for winter. I got them in a random shop in Harajuku. It is this one and also this one. I feel like they are a lot more winter appropriate and would look really cozy with sort of a white jumper and putting your hair up like this. It would be a really nice vibe. Then we got a few more from Shibuya 109 here. I think this was just a repurchase of something very similar to what I'm already wearing here. You see it like this. because I thought that this one was getting a little bit torn apart because they tend to wear out quite fast. It's not the best quality and you use it a lot, and especially this section goes crappy quite fast. I got a black one too and also a white one. I feel like this is exactly the same as I got here. I think it is the same store too. And then this one is a little bit nicer in terms of quality, still very affordable, 300 yen, such a steal. But yeah, get a lot of these things if you're into it in Japan. It is truly the best place to get it. But that is it for this makeup haul, and it is it for my general shopping series from Japan. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did enjoy it, make sure to watch my other 2 shopping videos. One is loaded with fabulous tips for how to get the most for your money in Japan without overspending. And you'll get tons of practical tips, a lot of tax-free tips as well, how to use ATMs in Japan, how you're gonna get the most possible value out of your shopping in Japan, and how you're gonna be super prepared for it and make the best decisions, and avoid getting overwhelmed, of course. Then we also got my skincare video, which is a bit more similar to this one. I dig very deep into the skincare market in Japan, my best tips for finding good skincare for you, how to avoid getting overwhelmed in those situations as well, and I also go through my own haul and what I focused on during my own trip. And if you want more tips on how to maximize your travels and get the most possible value out of your trips, tips from Japan, Thailand, Europe, and many other destinations, make sure to subscribe and I'll see you in my next one. Bye!